Hoi hoi, 'tis I, Ash. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my god, Minecraft? It's been so long. It's been so long. Yes, it's been so long since I've played Minecraft. Oh. But okay. I just have a lot I want to talk about. Okay, let's see. This is not a traditional gameplay video. This is just me yapping for like I don't know for how long. This is like a podcast. It's essentially a podcast. You don't gotta watch this. This is just me talking about everything. But also check the skin now. Whoa, peep the skin. Whoa. Oh, this looks a little strange. Okay, I'll fix it later. Whoa. Peep the skin. I spent I think I spent like 2 days making this skin. But yeah, this is just a video of me yapping because I feel like I just have a lot I want to talk about. What is all this? Also, this is a mod pack. Obviously, this is a mod pack, but I just have so much I want to talk about and talk about and talk about. I don't know. See, that's the funny part. I came into this like, oh, I have so much to talk about. I have so much I want to say. Because I feel like I haven't had like a proper yapping session in like a good minute. Oh, and there goes a dirt block. I just haven't had a good yap in like a minute. I've just been playing a lot of like demos and I haven't done a debrief since I used to be a hero. Whoa, it's so long ago. No, I am making this so awkward. Like, I recognize this is a little awkward, but I just... First off, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing amazing and lovely. It's a lovely day. I hope it's lovely. I think I've been fine. I think the only thing killing me right now is the freaking summer heat. That's killing pretty much everybody. I'm dying, you're dying, we all dying. Okay, initial fun fact for you. Originally, I was going to play, okay, I haven't played Minecraft in a long time, and I was just like, you know what, I wanna do something, I wanna play something, no, fuck. Me panicking because I can't tell. Okay, no, but what the real deal is that that's not how you make a crafting table. I had so much I wanted to say, but then I just started talking and I'm like, oh, I think I might be dumb. Oh my god. Okay, so what I really want to say is that like I for weeks I have been like wanting to play this one specific Minecraft mod because I saw it on like a YouTuber's channel and I thought the whole concept of it was super interesting. It's called Split Self, and I thought it's so interesting because the narrative of it is that you playing it. Okay, there's two versions of you because obviously it's called Split Self. There's a version of you that is in a world and then the you that comes into that world. And essentially what happens is you kick yourself out of the world. And now that version of you that was already in the world is pissed off at you and mad and wants revenge. And I wanted to play that because I think that concept is so interesting. The idea that your soul essentially got split and that you kind of fucked over like another version of you. And I thought that was so interesting. And I'm like, I really want to play that. And I tried playing it and I got like... I got 6 minutes in and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm too scared. I'm too wimp. I'm too pussy. That's why I don't play like any horror games. Like I feel like horror games are like, there's an abundance of them that you can find online and play. And there are people who make content out of like just playing a bunch of horror games. I can't play horror games. I'm like I get scared way too easily. And the only way I'll even touch a horror game is if I'm playing with my friends. And that's the only way I'll play. And As the only way I will touch them is if I'm playing with friends, because it's less scary being with other people, you know? Like I genuinely feel like if I'm with other people, I can take a horror game. Like I can be calm, cool, casual, you know, I'm just vibing, I'm having a good time, I'm getting a little oh that was scary, but then just going back to chilling. But if I'm by myself, like I'm like essentially like a coughing baby, and I'm like, oh no, help me, no, please don't scare, please don't be loud, please don't give me jump scares, please, I'm so scared. And what's so funny is that because apparently this that mod pack, it like does stuff with your computer, and that's what I also thought was really cool. And you know, after I like quit, I looked on my desktop and there was like a little text like file, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good on that. And it read, "Don't you see yourself?" And then I just freaked out. I'm like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. This is too much. This is too much for me. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in this game. I don't know. Is there anything with dirt I can do? I can make... Oh, I can make compressed blocks. Yeah, no, that was really... No, okay. But here's me making a promise right now. Because that mod is not finished, apparently. It's like... It was getting updates. I think it stopped at one point because I was reading like the little like notes from the creator, and they're like, this mod isn't dead. I'm going to get back to working on it, and then the final update will come like eventually, and it'll include multiplayer, and it'll have like a conclusion, like a finale to the whole mod pack, because like, you know, this is obviously a story of like your past self that was in this world and your current self going into that world and kicking that person out, and essentially like, I don't know. So I made a promise to myself. I'm like, okay, when that the finale of that comes out, then I will play the mod pack, and then I will play it, and it'll be cool, awesome, fun time. And even if I get wimped out pussy, it's like, you know what, we made an attempt. But yeah. But I don't know. I can't do horror. And that's so funny though, because it's like I really actually love horror. Like I will watch like a lot of horror videos. Like I used to binge watch a bunch of Manly videos when he used to play like horror games and stuff like that. And there's another creator that I watch sometimes. I don't remember his name, but he plays a lot of horror games too, and I think that's super interesting. And I don't know if this is cringe or not to admit, but I watch a lot of like EXE stuff too, because I've always had such a huge love for the whole, oh, good thing turns evil, and it's ew. I've always been super fascinated with that. I think it's super interesting well, it's obviously not like a novel concept either. Like childhood thing turns bad is like kind of a cliche at this point, especially with mascot horror. But I just really like Sonic.exe a lot. I like seeing all the cool stuff because people make really cool stuff with it and really innovative, neat stuff with it. So yeah, like I just love horror content, and like, you know, it's just so neat and cool, and ARGs, and like I could eat all that stuff up. But if I have to be in the pilot seat, yeah, no, the plane's crashing. The plane's crashing, bro. We're not making it. We're not making it to the terminal. I'm sorry. Oh man, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm a very like I'm like a very paranoid person, and I have a lot of anxiety. So I think, which also it doesn't help when I watch horror content, because I've mentioned this before, and when I was a hero, but I used to have like this weird thing where I would watch horror content and then I wouldn't be able to sleep, and I'd get paranoia of the things being in like my room. And obviously that's not real, like they're not real, it's all like, you know, but like the imagery kind of gets stuck in my head, and I kind of get like a little paranoid, a little freaked out. Which is why I ended up becoming like a huge ASMR fan, because on those sort of certain nights where I'd get really freaked out, I'd just listen to people talking on ASMR and put those on full blast, and then I could just sleep and clonk out. But yeah, I think that's just a big reason why. Because even when I'm not playing like anything horror, like I get really paranoid about like being watched and stuff like that. I don't know why. I don't know where that stemmed from, but it's also a big reason why I was like, oh, I don't want to do this YouTube thing. Oh, people watching me, that's my worst fear. That's my worst fear. But nah, you get over it. And I think if I just started cranking out horror games, I would eventually just get used to being scared and doing horror by myself. That they won't come anytime soon, but we gotta conquer our fears at one point. My problem is that point's not gonna come for me. I don't want to do it. I'm too scared. Wow. No, actually, that's such a funny thing to say because it's like because I've played some scary like games before, like demos and stuff like that. And, like I've played like you know what? I'm gonna freaking look right now. Well, I don't want to. You know what? We're waiting for these trees to load anyway. It doesn't matter. I'll bust it out. No, okay. I think what it is, I get into my own head about it. I need to just stop getting into my own head about it, and then I think I could maybe play like a couple. I'm just big baby, big loser baby, big baby loser baby. But again, it's just one of the things where it's like the more of it you consume, the more you just kind of get used to it. Like I found myself recently not getting that scared of like horror content that I've been watching lately, and I haven't really had one of those moments where I was like, oh, I can't sleep, oh, I'm so scared by the imagery. I haven't had one of those moments in a long time, so I think if I just crank it out, I'll be fine. But I don't want to because I'm a baby. Man. A really random way to start it off. Oh man, I'm still thinking about the Amazing Digital Circus, man. Oh man. Well, I don't know how to word this. I don't know. The whole situation around that show has been crazy. Like, cause here's the thing for me, right? I was a very decently big fan of like Gooseworks before she like did the Digital Circus. Like I remember listening to her like remixes of music, like the Deltarune one I fucking loved. I listened to that one like all the time. I remember seeing her part in like the Dover Boys Reanimated, and I'm like, oh my god, that's Gooseworks. I love Gooseworks. I love her so much. And then Little Runmo became like one of my all-time favorite like internet like like it became one of my favorite like cartoons, like indie animation things. Like I loved it. I thought it was so cute. So when I heard that she was making a show, I was like really excited. And initially I remember being confused. I'm like, is it gonna be 2D? Because like I've only ever seen her work in 2D. And then learning that it was gonna be a 3D, I was super interested. I'm like, oh my god, I wonder how her style is gonna like come out in like 3D. And I just remember being so excited for it and being like, I'm so excited. And then watching that whole series, like I really genuinely loved it. It was so good. But oh my god, but I got spoiled. I got spoiled for the finale, and I'm still kind of upset about it. Because I think because I got spoiled to it, because it was floating around on like X, I was watching, because I'm an addict. No, Twitter is like my obsession. Like I'll just go on there just to like a couple stuff, and then the next thing I know, it's like 50 minutes have passed and I've just been scrolling. That happened to me right now. That happened to me. Before I was trying to record this, I was just on Twitter because there was like some drama going on, and I'm like, ooh, you know, I gotta check out that drama because I'm a chismosa. God, see, that's another interest. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna go on a side tangent if I keep going down that line. But anyways, point is, I feel like because I was spoiled, the finale did not hit as hard for me. It was still really good. I think the ending was still really, really good. And I was completely shocked seeing like their human version. I'm like, oh, by the way, I censored like I should have censored it sooner, but I censored like the TADC, the Amazing Digital Circus, Jax, Pomni. I censored all those names to not get spoiled, and then, you know, I was already spoiled, so. Anyways, see, I was a little sad. I was a little disappointed that it just, because me and my friend were really into the series, and he went to go watch it in theaters, and he's like, I cried. Oh, it was so good. And then me over here, I'm like, I teared up, but I'm like, I wasn't. This is why you gotta watch out for leaks, man. It genuinely ruined the whole like viewing experience for me, because I already knew it was gonna happen, and I'd already seen clips of what was going to happen. Sure, I didn't know how point A got to point B, how it got to point C, but it's like I've seen the more important parts that I shouldn't have seen. But it was still good. It was still a pretty solid finale, and I did enjoy it. This episode, like the episode with Kinger and Pomni, is still my favorite one from the whole series. But the finale, you know, was pretty good. But I think what's so fascinating about that is just how quickly and toxic people became with the Amazing Digital Circus. Like, it's actually crazy. Because I was watching, because in my head, I was watching it from point A to, like, from episodes 1 to, like, 9. I was watching it and getting into it, and in my head, it felt like a lot of the characters had like a little bit of focus on them, and then like midway through, it's like you're getting more information on Jax, and it was more focused on them. And like for me, it made sense, you know, because Jax was the most mysterious one out of the whole group. The others were a lot more open about themselves, versus Jax, who was very like hidden with what they could do and what like their background was, constantly lying to everybody about what their background was. And so when the narrative started shifting more towards Jax, it made sense to me. It made a lot of sense to me, but I recognized that but it just made a lot of sense to me why the narrative started shifting to Jax and like going more into them. But it's so crazy how people seem to just latch on to the others to the point that they're just completely disappointed with the fact that things were focused on Jax. And like arguably, yes, all of the characters could have had more like screen time or like more focus on them. Like, you could have explored so much more, especially with like the ending where it's like Ragatha essentially lost like some of her friends because of Jax, you know, and like Ribbit and like Hothmo, because she was there longer, she's known them longer. Jax comes in and essentially they then those two abstract, and it's like you could have really touched on that. But in a way, it's like also they do kind of touch on that. The way Ragatha was kind of concerned with Pomni spending so much time with Jax and all that. And then people are like, oh, you should have focused more on Zubul and Gangle. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like everyone kind of got the screen time they needed for the narrative. Like, for example, what I said with Ragatha there, and her trying to like get close to Pomni at the start, because it's like, you know, she's kind of seen a lot of people abstract and just trying to be kind. I think Gangle was kind of the one that just didn't really have anything going on for them, and that's really only because they were already kind of like the one thing I really would have wanted to see get fleshed out was the relationship between Jax and Gangle and what was up with that. Because I feel like it feels like, because it is obvious that like Jax kind of picks on her. Like for me, I would have liked more, just to see more of like what that was. but we didn't, and that's fine. And I think that's like just a huge thing with me, is that I've realized that like we don't need to hear about every little detail, you know? It's nice oh my god, I lost all those logs. Bro, but like it would have really been nice to have those details, but it would have just helped like flesh the narrative out more and give more depth to the characters. But for the story, it's like it's not that super necessary, you know? It would have been nice, but you know, she wanted to, obviously Gooseworks wanted to tell the story that she wanted to tell, so, and some details just kind of weren't involved in that story, even though you could argue that they probably should have had a place in it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like my opinions are kind of like a little mixed up. Like I feel like if I had a moment to like sit down and kind of write everything down, I'd probably be able to articulate my feelings on it more, like properly. But this is kind of just like a ramble, like kind of shooting the shit, chatting, because it's like I don't know. I don't get many opportunities to just chat. But, you know, it's kind of crazy just how, because here's the thing, when I saw all the drama going down with Gooseworks and people yelling about, oh, that ending was ass, and oh, just people shitting on Gooseworks and attacking her was fucking insane. And it genuinely infuriated the fuck out of me. Not just because like I was like a decently sized fan of hers, like, you know, not saying mega fan because I'm not following her everywhere, but like I enjoy her content and what she's produced. So me seeing her get all this shit is like it made me really upset. And I remember ranting about it to like in my friend Discord for like days afterwards, and just sitting on Twitter getting mad. It just infuriated me because it feels like people felt so entitled to a story that wasn't even theirs, you know? It was Gooseworks' story to tell. It's not fucking random BB Boo Boo fucking on Twitter who's yelling about how, like, is there justifiable criticism? Like, yes, obviously you can have criticism towards it. But these people were just vitriolic because they were unhappy with the product they received. And then people getting mad at her for having such a, like, blasé, like reaction to the last episode being leaked online. And then people getting mad at her like, why aren't you saying something? This is so fucked up. Fucking, like, I sound so, I sound like it's just frustrating to me. Because it's like, it feels like they wanted her to crash out and yell and cry and scream so they could screenshot it and then post it online and be like, oh my god, did you see Gooseworks' reaction? She had such a meltdown about it. Like genuinely, like, I think she had like the perfect reaction to that. Like, what is she gonna fucking do? She can't do shit about that. It's not like she's the one who fucking leaked her own shit, you know? Like, what is she supposed to do? She just, Glitch handled, like, the distribution rights to all these fucking, like, people, like, the theaters and shit, and what happens after, it's like, they're hoping it's not, like, you know, and they try to prevent it, but then some shit happens, and then the fact that, like, I had seen tweets during all of that, of people just being like, oh, I'm so nervous about putting my own shit out there now because I'm scared that people are gonna see it and react like that. And what's so crazy is, like, I remember being young, writing my own, like, story. Like, I have a story that I've, like, been working on in my head. Not actively, but I've just had one in my head that I've had for years. That's been, like, I've had written since I was a kid. And working on it even to now. And that story, like, means the world to me. And there have been multiple times where I was like, man, I don't want to put this out because I'm scared that people are going to see and they're going to judge me and they're going to say this and that. And just being scared of, like, being judged for the content that I make. And the Gooseworks situation did not help at all for people, like, people in the creative scene. And I had seen like a handful of tweets of people being like, man, I'm like so scared to like make this thing, because what if I get a fan base like Gooseworks? And oh, by the way, there was a tweet by Gooseworks saying like, oh yay, Digital Circus is done, I now pass the torch to Gaslight District. Like, oh my god, this is so messed up, and I know this is messed up, but in my head I'm like, please don't. please those specific fans, that quote unquote fans, is fucking throwing a hissy fit. I wouldn't really consider you a fucking fan, bro, but the ones that were throwing hissy fits, crying, yelling, shitting their pants, like, I'm like, please do not get anywhere near Gaslight District. Like, I genuinely love that pilot so much. It's so good. Like, I genuinely love the Gaslight District. It's one of my, it's like, I'd say it's like my second favorite like internet like thing that I've seen, just because it just oozes so much charm and it's so gritty and so like I know some people were complaining about it initially. They were like, oh, the freaking, it's going way too fast and it feels like a little bit incoherent about what's going on. But like, god, I loved it so much. I loved it. And I do kind of agree, like it was a lot happened in that pilot. But like, god, was it so good. God, was it so good. God, did I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for more Gaslight District. But anyways, but yeah, in my head I'm like, please can those annoying fans not touch Gaslight District? Please, I'm begging you. But also, like, the whole like Digital Circus conversation also started another conversation about like media literacy and how it feels like media literacy is dead, because there were like people not understanding the details. And like, here's the thing, I was also confused by the finale, because it was a point where I've seen everybody get mixed up on it, with Kane when he's in the white space and he's like making the blocks to go up the steps to the internet and stuff like that. And I didn't understand that initially, and I was really confused by it. But then I like went on Discord and I was kind of rambling about it. But then the second I typed it out, I'm like, oh no, it actually makes a ton of sense. I get it. And what it was like a parallel of like Kane in the beginning and Kane currently. Kane in the beginning as the red figure going up, finding the files, making the characters, making the circus, versus the present, which was Kane going up the steps, finding the internet, connecting to the internet, and finding everybody that he saw. So like, yeah, I can get some people being confused by some of the details, but like, there's some people who are just like, they need every little thing like spelled out for them, and that's crazy. And it's like, brother, it's so simple. Like, if you're confused about something, then just look online. There are gonna be a ton of fans theorizing and being like, oh, did you miss this detail? Did you miss this detail? Like, this is why fandom is so amazing, because it can help you understand the media that you're like engaging with. If you're like having issues with it, because me personally, I'm not the smartest person. I can miss out on details. I forget things sometimes. So I liked being able to go online and seeing people being like, oh, there's like this little detail, and in hindsight, yeah, like this makes a lot of sense, and just putting everything together. And I think that's so wonderful. But then there are people who these fans, right? They'll be like, oh, like there was subtext here, and like I understand the subtext, I understand what they're trying to say. But then the fans are like, well, why didn't they just spell it out then? Why didn't they just say it out loud? Like, why didn't they just stamp on Jax's forehead, hey, I'm actually a repressed trans character? Like, huh? But for me, it's like things like, and here's the thing, I didn't really get it either. But then I did look online, and I did look at fans being like, the bow was very significant. How they treat Zubul and Gangle makes a lot of sense when you put that into that context. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I get it now. I see it now. I understand what you're saying. And even when you cut into like Human Jax, Gooseworks saying that they were like boy modding, which I'm like, oh, that's super fascinating, because I don't know anything about trans people. I have one friend who's trans, and she's a very lovely person, but I haven't really interacted with trans people, and so it's like I love like learning about this shit, you know? Like, it's so fascinating to me. Like, I didn't know what a boy modder was either, and I won't ever really understand truly like the trans experience. So having media that kind of presents someone's, like, how people put it, like Gooseworks' like worst case scenario on display was just genuinely so fascinating to me. And that's what makes Jack such a fascinating character to me. Which, by the way, that's also another thing, right? It's like, there are people who just hate Jax. They don't like how they treated other characters, and for that reason alone, they're like, Jax is unforgivable in their eyes. Like, I have my friend, she has a younger brother, and he was talking about how he hates Jax. He hates Jax a lot, even though, like, there's very much, like, a ton of layers to Jax as a character. But for him, he just saw the character do bad things and was like, regardless of what they went through, I hate them. And this isn't even to say, like, you can't, like, you should have sympathy for bad people. But even then, it's like, the worst that he's, like, he hasn't done anything that I would describe as deplorable, or like something that would genuinely make me like be like, oh yeah, no, fuck that character. I think the way that they reacted was not good. It was not healthy. That is extremely obvious, and the story even tells you that it wasn't good, that Jax did all this stuff. However, there's a reason for it. And when you look at the reasoning and you put it all together, it's like, I don't agree with what they did. I don't agree with how their actions affected other people, like Ribbit and Kaufmo, but I understand where it comes from, and I do feel sympathetic for what they went through and how that led them to becoming, like, very self-destructive. But some people don't look at that. They don't look at it, and they're just like, well, Jackson, go fuck themselves. And then calling them, like, a crazy misogynistic piece of woman-hating, like, oh, I'm like... It's annoying. They're stupid. And again, this is a different, like, saying, like, the amazing digital circus is perfect media. You're not allowed to criticize it. Again, like, you can criticize it. It's just like, man, I don't know. It's just so fascinating to see, and it was even more fascinating when, like, because I've never really seen Obsession, the movie. I'm super fascinated by the concept of it. I think that's super interesting as a concept. And I do really want to watch it, just because, like, I don't watch movies, like, ever. Because I just don't have, like, I don't have the focus for it sometimes. But if I'm really interested in it, I want to watch it. So, like, maybe when Obsession's on, like, streaming services, I'll check it out. But I just think the premise of it is so interesting, and the conversation around it is so interesting. But what's so annoying is the fact that people are trying to sympathize with, like, the character Bear. And there's a YouTube video that in my opinion, isn't really, like, good here because I haven't seen it. So obviously this is with a grain of salt. But there's someone who, like, I was watching somebody who was describing the movie and what happened and the events leading up, and in my mind it feels like the opinion that I got from them describing it was that he was a sympathetic character at first, and you can sympathize with him at first, but then he slowly devolves into somebody who is unsympathetic and undeniably deplorable. But yet so many people, I think so many people just like clutched onto the lonely guy just wants love narrative and just ran with it. And then just the character getting turned into a meme. And then there are people who will go into it, watch the movie, and I've seen the review on like it's this way, right? Yeah. I've seen people with like the reviews of like the movie, and somebody was writing how like I can't watch this because this is like that really bad one that was on Twitter where it's like somebody was like, oh, I can't watch, I hate this movie because it, you know, because they think that it was trying to uplift and shine a light on like the main character, like the dude, when it really wasn't. And that person, and like apparently it's supposed to be an uncomfortable watch, but that person just did not get the point. And that makes me think of like a comment I heard where people are saying that media literacy is kind of dying these days. It's kind of dead in the water. And sometimes I feel like that too when I look too closely on Twitter, because I see some takes online about media and I'm like, it cannot be this serious. You guys cannot be this like blind, right? Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Again, I think I can't talk for Obsession until I watch it. I do really want to watch it though. I want to watch Backrooms too. There's 3 movies I want to watch. I want to watch The Backrooms because I really like Kane Pixel. I like his stuff. One of my favorite ones from him was The Oldest View. That was a super interesting one. But I had seen like some of his like Backrooms videos, and I think he's an amazing creator. Yeah, I don't know. It's just super. It's just interesting to me. The internet's a crazy place right now. It feels like unless things are like spelled out for them, they're not gonna understand it. Or if they do understand it, they're not gonna care to engage with it unless it fits a narrative that they want in their head, you know, for it to be. And sometimes people just can't sit with narratives that don't like. This is such an interesting conversation. There was I saw an internet video of someone talking about a video called The World of Puso or something like that, and I think the story it was telling was super interesting, but the creator of the video commented that like there are some people who are like hating on it because it was media that made them deeply uncomfortable. And my whole opinion of that is that there's always going to be something in this world that exists that isn't going to like appeal to you like at all. Like for me, like I hate Terrorizer movies a lot because it's all just gore. Like I don't like gore. That's just something I don't like. But that is some things that people like. And the way I handle media that I do not like or am uncomfortable with is that I just don't watch it. But some people don't understand it. They think that all media should like fit them, like should be like catered to them. I don't know. Life on the internet is very interesting. And the whole Twitter thing makes me realize why people don't use it, because like there is like a lot of toxicity on it if you like, but if you look too deeply. Like for me, my whole Twitter feed is like it's either funny videos, cute videos, art, and maybe the occasional drama because I'm really invested in it. Like recently I got really, not recently, but literally like a couple hours ago, I was looking into the whole Marvel Rivals debacle. Because the whole reason I was interested in that is because I really like Doki Bird. And I think she's really funny and she's really pretty and I like her. Her model is really pretty. But I like Doki Bird. But I saw her like she was on like a team with XQC, and I've heard there's like a lot of juicy drama between them. So I was like, ooh, I really want to watch. I really want to see. I missed it. And I'm probably gonna go back and watch the VODs, but apparently the vibes on our team were like absolutely horrendous, and I'm like, oh no. My poor baby girl. I saw one clip of apparently a character she was playing getting banned by like someone on their team, and Doki was like, wait, but I don't think they played that character. And she kind of realized that apparently like maybe it was a target ban not on the enemy team but for herself, because she was thinking maybe she was playing badly, but she would have appreciated just being told like, hey, like this character's not working, and she would have accepted it, but they just decided to ban it. I don't know, that was weird. But apparently the vibes were weird on that, and the consensus is apparently that like people were surprised that the drama wasn't between XQC and Doki Bird, because he doesn't really like her, and it built the narrative that he doesn't like VTubers, because I think it was back when there was like other drama when she was the captain of her team and they were allowing like immortal players and stuff like that. It's a whole thing. It's old news though, but he didn't like her from that incident, and then people thought like, oh, what's gonna happen here with XQC and Doki Bird? And then nothing happened. It's just like being on Twitter to look at drama sometimes. But then sometimes you look too deeply in it and it's like you really are looking at the abyss at that point. I went on a whole freaking dork tangent. Ugh. I actually don't know what else to talk about. I think that's everything. Talks about my nerd game, the amazing digital circus, what was even the first topic? The horror? I talked about horror. Oh, I think that's everything. I think that's all I've yapped about every single thing of every single thing. Every single thing I wanted to talk about. I don't know. It feels kind of boring probably to listen to me ramble about crazy stuff. I should probably just get some, I guess. With that being said, thank you for, I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this, just me ramble about a game. Just listening to me ramble for a minute about complete utter nonsense. But anyways, with that being said, look at me from my little have a lovely day, night, or evening. Please remember that you are lovely, you are amazing, and you are valued, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. And then we can watch the sunset together. Isn't that so cool and pog and awesome and wow, look at that beautiful sky. Stare out into that sky.